Congratulations! Napakaganda ng inyong mga sayaw. And of course, the singing voices of our doctors and PSA members right there. It's not only the brains, but they have the beauty bronze and talent as well. And I have to say, Doc Carl, it's not going to be a silent night for us. Rather, it's going to be a maligayang Pasko, everyone!
Eh, But wait, Miss Rina, we have a lot more to boot. We seem to be silent and quiet at times, but because we are frequently in deep thought.
Why in deep thoughts? Can you please explain further?
Kasi the hours we spend in the operating room spent in taking care of our patients together with our surgeons, our medical and paramedical staff. But it's like looking through the lens of a camera. Merong mga drama and pelikula sa mga litrato behind those silent moments in the OR.
Can I ask, is that good or bad?
No worries, Miss Rina. It is something good. In fact, we have a very good view of seeing the various perspectives possible during an operative case.
Okay, that is why you have the digital photography contest. That's right, Doc Carl. Tama ba?
Yes,
Ayan.
definitely. And we have aptly entitled it Portrait of the Pandemic Through the Digital Lens.
And truly, you have been rewired because that is so apt with the times.
As we view the various entries, maybe it would be best that we go through the mechanics before you make the announcement of the winners. Rina?
Okay, and I would be glad to start reading out the mechanics of this digital photo contest. The first one, each entrant must be a member of the Philippine Society of Anesthesiologists Incorporated. An entrant may submit one photo taken using any digital service using your cell phones, tablets, or anything with camera or any digital not under 12 megapixels.
All photo entries must be appropriate to the competition topic and theme and must have been taken by the entrant. Rules and penalties on plagiarism shall apply for photo entries not taken by the entrant.
Photographs must be in JPEG format with a minimum resolution of 300 dpi. Its landscape orientation with an aspect ratio of 1080 by 1920 and a maximum file size of 10 megabytes.
And of course, it makes sense that photos should be uploaded in the registration form provided.
Fifth one, okay, the content should not be digitally altered significantly beyond standard optimization, as in no cropping of pictures, reasonable adjustment to exposure, the color and the contrast, etc. The use of the third-party apps such as Adobe Photoshop, Adobe Lightroom, or any mobile editing apps is not allowed.
It is, of course, not permissible to alter the basic reality of photographs. No approval or insertion of objects from the photo is allowed. No cloning pixels to create new image or add to an image can be made, and no radical color changes are admissible.
Okay, and then participants should strictly follow rules and regulations on health protocols set by the Department of Health and the Interagency Task Force during taking photographs, just to make sure we're all safe.
Yes, of course, because in anesthesia, PSA stands for Patient Safety Always. And now, let us take a look at the photos of the contestants, starting with our first photo with the title Pag-asa by Dr. Milet R. Alcantara. Our second entry is from Dr. Nico Angelo P. Alcala with the title Prayer Before Surgery. Another entry by Dr. Alcala, My Miracle. The third entry, The Intubators from Nico Angelo Alcala. The fourth entry from Dr. Nico Angelo P. Alcala is Beyond the Mask, a Symbol of Hope. From Dr. Anne Michelle M. Salomon, A Tiny Hand, Our Glimmer of Hope. From Dr. Maria Cecilia J. Lomboy, Focus. And finally, from Dr. Gillen T. Segador, Willingness to Serve.
The woman, the mother, the sister, the daughter, the leader, the physician, the surgeon, behind the lens of an anesthesiologist by Rashida Zakia Giling. Dr. Rashida Zakia Giling. Next up, we have Renewed Hope by Dr. Michael John E. Espiritu. See Colors by Dra. Maria Veronica S. Sanchez. From Dra. Charisma Faye Castillo, we have Hope in Chaos. Empathy by Dr. Kirkpatrick Evangelista. You Are Not Alone by Dr. Aldrin John Magsakay. We have an entry from Dra. Maika Eliza D. Maduma, Service Above Self. And Dr. Jojo Ariston A. Villamor, Eagle's Eye.
Next is an entry from Dr. Kira Mila C. Burbano. This is CV. The next entry is from Dr. Fatima Ann C. Brion. Resilience, Anesthesia Through the Test of Times. The next entry is entitled Just Before You Sleep by Dr. Jamie Marie N. Bolinao. Our next contestant is Dr. Herdon Carl E. Pervera, The Rise of Anesthesiologists Under the Shadow of COVID-19. From Dr. Jad Paulo C. Gatera, Anesthesia Amidst Pandemic Quagmire.
We have more photos coming from Dr. Siti Hena B. Monte, Last Breath. Bagong Silang, Pag-asa sa Gitna ng Pandemya by Dr. Ana Charmaine S. Wera. We also have Lord Have Mercy by Dr. Alan A. Cancel. Resilience by Dr. Inri Villaluna. And by Dr. Wilfredo Garcia. That is our final entry for this evening.
Thank you, Rina, and I'm sure we are impressed with our art and creativity with these photographs. We've seen very common and recurring themes in some of the photos, point of views from the patient, pictures and photographs of resilience from our practitioners of anesthesia.
I just have to add, Doc Carl, that the photos we've seen are so real. It's a mix of emotions. There's fear, there's anxiety, there's love. And the one word that I really like, it's hope. It's hope that we're also looking forward to a brighter future for us in the year 2022, that we're all gonna come out stronger against this pandemic, this crisis, the COVID-19 pandemic. And it's been really a challenging time for all the frontliners out there. So let me just say it from my heart. Thank you po sa lahat ng sakripisyo po na ginagawa nyo po para po sa amin, for the Filipino nation. Saludo po kami sa lahat ng frontliners, Doc Carl.
Thank you, Rina. The pleasure and is all ours. And I echo Rina's sentiments about thanking the frontliners, our anesthesiologists all over the Philippines, for the service and the dedication to our craft. But before we grow too sentimental here, let us read out how we came about the selection of the winners. After receiving all the entries, our judges will choose 3 winners for the contest based on the following criteria. Relevance to the topic, 35%. Creativity and originality, 20%. Clear matching message and a compelling story behind the picture based on the summary submitted with a maximum of 150 words in addition to the photograph, 20%. And finally, technical execution, 25%, for a grand total of course, 100%.
And after the task of evaluating and scoring the photos submitted to us, we shall now choose the 3 lucky winners, okay? So listen in for the prizes, okay? For the third prize, we are giving away 5,000 pesos. For the second prize, it's going to be 10,000 pesos. And for the third prize, or the first prize rather, it's going to be a combination of both the third prize and the second prize, which is worth 15,000 pesos.
Wow! What big prizes await our winners. Dapat pala sumali ako, kaya lang wala talaga akong talent sa mga photography na yan. But because it's our 70th year, aside from the top 3, there will be a PSA Board Choice Award. And this will be given to that one entry agreed by the PSA officers and board of directors. And the lucky photographer will also receive 5,000 pesos.
Okay, let us not keep our audience waiting, and let us now call on Dr. Salvador E. Brodet Jr. to announce our winner.
Okay, thank you, Carl, and thank you, Rina, for introducing me to announce the winners. And before that, we will be introducing first our distinguished judges. So, okay, our first judge is, of course, one of our own, Dr. Rene Berdan. He's a section head of the Obstetrics of Anesthesia Fellowship Program, Rizal Medical Center, past president of the Society for Obstetrics and Anesthesia of the Philippines, past chair of the Department of Anesthesia and Perioperative Medicine, Rizal Medical Center, fellowship in Obstetrics Anesthesia at the UPPGH, had his residency training in anesthesia in Rizal Medical Center. He has this passion for photography since 2000, and formal training in basic and advanced photography courses under Mr. J. Alonso, and street photography course under Dr. Joe Avila, and landscape photography course under Mr. Manny Librodo. Okay. Our next judge, also a member of the Philippine Society of Anesthesiologists, is Dr. Ricardo F. De Castro. He wanted to be presented as such, no? A fisherman, a champion golfer, handicap 10, retired board of examiner of the Philippine Board of Anesthesiology, fully retired department chair of De La Salle University Health Sciences Institute, assistant medical director, De La Salle University Health Sciences Institute, accreditor of the Philippine Board of Anesthesiology, student and teacher of anesthesia, a race car driver, and motorcycle enthusiast. So if he's a champion golfer, he's also a tennis champion. Member CAPCO, St. Luke's Medical Center, BGC, a photographer par excellence at Anesphotology. Okay, it's a play of words. Member Ayala Alabang Camera Club, past chairman, Father and Son Board of Examiners, PBA, Philippine Board of Anesthesiology, past director of the Philippine Society of Anesthesiologists, and owner Hanamichi Alabang Westgate Premium Japanese Restaurant. So with all this, you see how diverse we are, no? And how talented, Rina, no? So we're really proving to you that anesthesiologists are truly talented. Okay. Last but not the least, this is actually our celebrity judge, no? Mr. Bien Bautista. However, it's a sad consequence that last December 2, he passed away. So probably this would be more of like a eulogy. So let us, if I may, let us join in a moment of silence for Mr. Bienvenido S. Bautista and say a little prayer for him. He is a master photographer. He is a master photographer who indeed stays true to the title accorded to him. his collections of photographs and one-man exhibits, Muy Bien and Está Bien, invite the viewer to a rare journey, the kind that transports viewers, pensive and unhurried, through black and white musings and colored dreams, soothing rhymes and rich illusory images that are altogether simple, pure, and still revered siesta hours in faraway childhood towns. Bien's experiences as an exchange student at Bridgeport High School, as a student at Delta College, Michigan, and as an art and music appreciation scholar in Europe all came in handy in 1980 when he consolidated his expertise in all aspects of photography and joined a professional photographic service group covering advertising, fashion, industries, corporate travel, documentary, editorial, and illustration. In 1987, he established Black and White Asia Incorporated, a field service, photo studio, and image pack, with wife Remy and brother Floren as partners. In 1989, he added the babysitter portrait studio to his photography business, with his charming and talented wife Remy at the helm. Bien has mounted several one-man exhibits, including that for the launch of his first book, Está Bien, in Makati in February of 2001, and subsequent exhibits in Conrad Hotel, Hong Kong in June 2002, and Manor Hotel, Baguio City in November 2003. The photographs from his second book, Muy Bien, were exhibited at the Makati Shangri-La Hotel in April 2009 and the Camera Club of the Philippines Center in 2010. Some of his notable group exhibits include Sinag Photo Exhibit at the Philippines Consulate in New York in 2002, Five Masters 2006 at the Workshop Gallery, Makati City with Rose Capili, Pandi Aviado, Wig Tisman, and national artist Ben Cab as co-exhibitors. Large 8, an exhibit of photo abstraction showcased at several SM malls and featuring Davocol, Escaler, Castillo, Gungona, Subel, Tisman, and Bencab as co-exhibitors. Optical medium photography exhibit at the Bencab Museum in November 2009 with Bencab, again Tisman, and Sobel. Manila International Art Show in Makati City in 2010 and Kisap Mata para sa Pag-asa at Rockwell, Makati City in January of 2014. So, from Dr. Ricky De Castro, as a personal friend of Mr. Bien Bautista, he noted that he is a fellow golfer. Likewise, Mini Cooper car enthusiast. And of course, we're very lucky to be, to make him or to have him as judge for our photo contest. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Bien. I hope you will shoot beautiful photos in heaven. And as your friend, Dr. Ricky De Castro would say, Godspeed, Bien. Okay, so we can continue with the announcement of winners, again from the judges. I would like to clarify that even if some, because there were comments, even if there were some who did not follow or were not able to follow certain requirements, we did not we did not disqualify them. No, we just allowed our judges to make necessary deductions, and of course, eventually the one that will really be, judged beautifully by our judges would be the ones that will win. Okay, so for the top three, uh, getting a prize of 5,000 pesos. Okay, drum roll. Okay, Pag-asa by Dr. Milet Alcantara. So she will win 5,000 pesos, and the words described the photograph is habang humihinga, may buhay. Habang may buhay, may pag-asa. Habang may pag-asa, tuloy ang laban para sa masa. Okay. Okay, for our top two, A Tiny Hand, Our Glimmer of Hope by Dr. Anne-Michelle M. Salomon. Okay? As a perfect reflection of the current events on the precipice of transition, it is our generation who has the power to bring positive change for our country's brighter future. Let us become the healing hands for our country's recovery. Okay, congratulations, Dr. Salomon, no? Getting a prize of 10,000. Okay, for our top one photograph, drum roll please. Okay. Getting 15,000 is Empathy by Dr. Kirkpatrick Evangelista. And we feel their pain, we hear their cries, we share their burden. As we venture through this pandemic, let us remember our humanity. Let us learn and relearn, as Carl would say, rewire how to love not only ourselves, but our patient. So congratulations, Dr. Kirkpatrick Evangelista, for winning 15,000 pesos. Okay? Congratulations. Okay, of course, there's still one more. Because of the generosity of the the PSA board, we had this PSA board choice. And just to share with you how we did it is that each board member would choose among the 26 entries their top two choices. And actually, I did not have difficulty in getting the best choice because one that will appear more often or the most often would be the one who will win. Okay, so for our PSA Board Choice Award, drum roll please. Also winning 5,000 pesos is The Rise of Anesthesiologists Under the Shadow of COVID-19 by Dr. Herdon Carl E. Pervera. So this is giving value to our specialty. Anesthesiologists had been known to put patients into sleep during surgeries. Medical practices are mostly confined in the four walls of the operating room. As the world was shocked by the sudden spread of COVID-19, anesthesiologists had extended their arms into non-operating room places such as endotracheal intubations and sedations. These procedures were of great importance to patients gasping for air and suffering from the devastating health damage caused by COVID-19 infection. The current pandemic has transformed low-key specialized doctors to the one to be the one in demand. Okay, thank you very much, and congratulations again to our winners.
Thank you so much, Dr.